I used to believe in existence of a good-intentioned God during the entirety of the automaton part of my life. In addition, I was applying Zen Buddhism precepts as best as I could since my childhood and all the way to my big initial awakening, the realization that those who control humanity are utterly evil. I believe at this time that these traits of my avatar are most enduring residue of my most recent incarnations. I also remember that since my childhood onward, I always dreaded the idea of being reincarnated into this realm, even though I was perfectly brainwashed and mind-controlled into accepting what has been going on in this realm as inevitable. One thing that should be loftily laughed at is how much this clown world craves to be taken
seriously.
Sure, I am not discounting the real pain, suffering and lunacy that this construct delivers in spades. However, once a spirit is able to see through the scripted events, small and big ones, that are ongoing 24/7, one can appreciate the joke of how much this illusion is getting desperate even when you take into account last 200 alleged years, to get itself taken
seriously.
The materiality of this world is an illusion within an illusion. It is great to intuitively and intellectually perceive that, but it is fantastic to get at least a first-hand glimpse of that via one of the ubiquitous spiritual experiences. Near-death experience, out-of-body experience, or lucid dream. Video and VR games offer us some level of simulated reality, but they cannot simulate an inordinate amount of senses signals that we constantly experience here. I've never had an NDE or OBE, however, I am glad I've had my share of lucid dreams. If you had at least one of those, then you know that they feel as real as any waking experience. All my senses work to try to convince me that this world is material, when in fact, this entire reality is all about energy, frequency and vibration. The meat suits that we inhabit have been steadily tweaked over time, reset after reset in my opinion, with hope of extinguishing any possibility of spiritual beings inside of these meat suits, figuring out the grand scam of this louche farm.